Yes, people, and welcome to the Red Pitch Podcast in collaboration with Back in the Net Podcast with my brother Matt. What's going on, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just still seeing us lift that community shield and that trophy. I'm gonna call it, yeah. About play
Exactly.
trophy.
That's what
I'm
I'm
good, bro. I'm
saying.
good.
Listen, man, if I heard certain Newcastle fans are celebrating the Sealer Cup, so I said if they can celebrate that,
Yeah,
you know, we can celebrate the community show. But
100%.
exactly, yeah. But let's get onto the game, man. Let's get onto the game. What do you think of it? What do you think? Let's start with let's start with the first half performance. What do you make of the first half performance yesterday?
You know what? To be fair, at the beginning I was like in and out of watching it, whatever. But from what I saw, I feel like at the beginning I was a bit concerned. I was like, we're just getting pressed here. Like I was just like, what's going on back to back against the wardrobe? And I was like, I want to see more. Like we've got Rice now. Like, like we've made these new signings. You're like, you want an impact. And like, oh, same old, nothing's really changed. And then something changed a bit where we started getting a couple of chances and, the Havertz chance where you kind of spun around and Ortega saved it.
Yeah.
You kind of felt at that point, okay, cool, something's coming now. And yeah, from there, obviously went into got to the second half and we'll get into that. But yeah, first half was a bit concerning for me. I was a bit like, it's a bit same old Arsenal for me at the moment, really. I don't know if you thought the same with that.
Yeah, I think I feel we started off very slow, very very slow. And you know what? I actually believe I feel that we gave them a bit too much respect in that first kind of half an hour. Way too much respect. You could tell as the half went on, like you said, we had to have a chance. We started growing into it. You could tell the players something flipped, in the players' heads that said, "Hold on a minute, like we're giving you guys way too much respect. Let's play our game. Let's not stand there and watch them play. Let's play our game." And we got into it, and I felt we were more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
And your boy at the back, keeping Haaland very, very quiet. He was impressive. What do you think of Saliba's performance, man?
Well, listen, I'm not going to go into everyone knows what I think about him already. It was unbelievable. You know what it is with him? I feel like, sometimes you get a young defender and they're like a bit rash with things. And there's things he does. And I think like, how are you so composed there? Like he's good, so good. And it's the little things like, I watch us as well. And our line seems to be quite perfect. Like him and Gabriel have this thing where everything proper in tandem. And yeah, I just watch him and I think, it's what I expect from you. But it's funny because I remember saying the comment ages ago about what I thought about him, and everyone was like, you sent him on loan twice, like, you can't be that good. Now I'm seeing these same people on Twitter, this guy's that. And I'm like, I'll leave it there. But listen, his performance, he was phenomenal. Like, but for me, even though it was that good, Timber, like, why?
I was going to get onto that. I was going to ask you, what did you, when you saw Tierney on the bench once again, and you saw Timber starting. What was your thought? Because I know a lot of fans. I went to the game, and a lot of fans was like that hadn't really probably not even seen a lot of Timber, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, listen, Zinchenko's out. We got Tierney. Then why isn't Tierney starting?" They were frustrated, but about with half an hour gone, they were applauding, saying they can see the vision. They can see it.
No, defo. I feel like, sometimes I think we did it before. Tomiyasu against, was it Liverpool, when we played the right foot, on the left side. And with Timber, he's so versatile. Like he can go right of a free centre back, he can go right back, right wing back. I think he can even play DM. So like it wasn't really a surprise to see him there. I did want to see Tierney start. We've spoken before about what we think about Tierney and what he brings, but watching that, it just made me feel even more confident with the season coming up, because you start to think, we can get an injury now. Like we're good. Like it's mad to think like the depth we've added, and seeing that Timber performance, it wasn't against your average team. And people might say, the main guys weren't playing, but I still saw Grealish on the pitch. I saw Haaland, I saw Rodri. I still saw ballers on there. So
Exactly.
yeah, I think now quality player, and let's not forget last season Man United did want him as well as a right back, obviously. But he was wanted by some big clubs, and you know how it is when we get them, it's different, isn't it? It's like it's an Arsenal thing, isn't it? But listen, I'm very happy with him. Very, very happy with him.
Yeah. To me personally, I think yesterday he was my man of the match. Timber. I just think he was all over that left hand side. He was in the middle, and you know, I felt like he looks like he's been there for a while. He just seems so comfortable on and off the ball, and even like when you watch the communication he has with the rest of the defenders, especially playing alongside Gabriel. Their communication, the way they cover each other, I just found it superb, man. But I want to quickly change it because I want to get onto that one guy that Arsenal fans are still thinking about. We thought Nketiah would get the nod up front, but of course, Kai Havertz. I want to hear your opinion on his performance.
Do you know what it is with him? I think it's going to be like this all season with us and him. You know, there's going to be a game where he scores a couple and we think, this is what we paid. And you're going to watch the next game, it's going to be some open goal. Like, it's going to be that type of season. But I think I can see what he should bring, because let's remember, he gives us an outlet now. We now have someone up top that is tall, can hold the ball. I think there was a situation where he won us a free kick on the halfway line. I can't remember who kicked it. He controlled it, turned. The only thing is he's not quick with it. That's the only thing I will say. He's not really that quick with it. So when he's got back to goal, it's like quickly give it off. But he's very like nonchalant and whatever. But I feel like as the season goes on, he will pick up. But yeah, it all depends what you expect from him. For me, I just want to see some contributions in big games. Like he has done it before. Liverpool at Anfield, he scored a header. Champions League final, scored a goal. So I just want to see them type of performances. But I think he'll be all right. I think, you know what it is? I feel like we still need a 9. I'm a bit frustrated that even though we've got Havertz, we're not going for a striker, because I feel like sometime this season we're going to be like, damn, we should have signed a 9, you know, because no one knows where Havertz is starting. If I ask you, where are you going to start first game against Nottingham Forest? Midfield, striker? We don't know.
There you go. And with me, the only thing that I want to see more, I mean, he didn't have a bad game, but the only thing I want to see from Havertz is a bit more urgency. Yeah, especially when it comes to like the way, you know what? I think we've been given Jesus, one of the best pressers like in the whole league. Do you know what I mean? That presses from the front, and that's what we expect. But with Havertz, there doesn't seem to be no urgency. He gets the ball and he reminds me kind of a bit like what Ozil used to do. You get the ball and he slows down play. Like we could be on an attack and then he gets it, he slows it right down. You just think, and then he's passing it. But like you said, I think with time, when he gets used to it and everything, I think he'll be a good addition, especially like you said, he's got that aerial threat up front and he's strong. So I think that would be good. And there was a lot of ups and downs about Declan Rice. I see a lot of West Ham fans yesterday was saying we're ruining him. Why are you playing him in so far forward? He's a 6. He shouldn't be playing in an 8. You're not going to get the best out of Rice. Like, have you got an opinion on it?
We're listening to a club that say you can't get the best out of Rice, but you're putting him with Souček and them and there. Like, what are you expecting? It's true. The fact is, at West Ham, for a lot of his time, he spent doing the defensive midfielder role. We know he has a lot more to his game, but I feel like what's happening is we know what he can do defensively, but I think Arteta wants to add another dimension to his game. Yes. So, you know, like we saw who did he play before? Was it Sevilla we played? No, Monaco. Monaco. When he went forward, could have scored, I think. And then, you know, his shooting's not the best, let's be honest, but just being in that position. So I feel like West Ham fans to relax. I'm not listening to a club that's complaining and now they've signed this Edson Alvarez and they're gassing up like it's going to be the best midfielder in the Prem. Don't listen to them, but he will get better. But listen, look at the important things. I don't know if you saw the one where the ball got headed down And I think one of their strikers was, I think the midfielder had it. Rice
Yeah,
come off screen.
Yeah, it was Kovacic, yeah.
Yeah, off screen. You know, the one just, and then for me, I watched that and I went, that's what I want. I know people want to see the goals. I'm like, that is what I want to see. Because in the big games, that's cost us a lot. You know, with Xhaka in midfield, good player, but doesn't have that, okay, let me turn and really get the ball off them. We struggle. We now have someone in midfield, 6'1", 2, that can do this. And, you know, I think it's Community Shield, man. We're not 10 games into the season. Like, don't get me wrong, if it was half of the season, it's still doing it. That's different. But this was like a friendly anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I keep saying, man, it's like you said, Rice only played what, a couple, not even full games, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he hasn't had one full game in an Arsenal shirt yet. So it's a thing where he will grow into that position, and he already looks decent. Him and Partey, they seem to have a nice little, you know, connection in that midfield, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we could do it. But you know, yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, but for me, Martinelli seemed very off yesterday. He seemed very off. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's a thing where he's got this thing with Walker, because it seems like whenever he goes up against Walker, he doesn't. It's like he's afraid to actually do what he wants, because we know Walker's got a lot of pace, and Walker could probably match him for pace.
Yeah, definitely.
But he tends to not even try to do what he normally does, and he tried a few times, but he was cutting in, and I don't know, man.
I think with Martinelli, I think we know what he can do, but there are certain. Sometimes you have to accept there's wingers that can't handle certain fullbacks. Like I've seen wingers play against Alphonso Davies, can't get past him. Like sometimes you have to accept the fullback you're up against is quality. Kyle Walker, he could probably give Martinelli a bit of head start and still catch him. Like Walker is blisteringly fast. But I think in general, I think with Martinelli, he needs Jesus there. I feel there's something when Jesus is not there, he misses that allowing him to cut in. So you know, like when with Jesus, sometimes Jesus will kind of do the cut out, pass it through to him, and
there you go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Allowing, like we saw it in the Liverpool game last season at Anfield, we drew 2-2. So I do feel like he misses him, and I don't know if he's gonna have the same type of season as last season in terms of the goals. But I still think he'll be all right. I think as long as we have a fully fit squad, I can see him, you know, I can see him doing more of Jesus, whatever. And even with Trossard, I think it's going to take a bit of time. But if they can build something with Trossard as well, listen, we're in a... It's mad. I keep mentioning these names. I'm like, we actually have him as well. Like him,
This is what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You know? And I feel that Trossard up... Personally, if Eddie doesn't start... I want Trossard in that false nine. I want him in that false nine. I just feel that Trossard, you know, Martinelli and Saka, I feel together they would work. They work a lot better than having Havertz up there.
Yes.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But what do you make of the penalty shootout? I know listen. I was with my boy and he was like, before Vieira took the penalty, he's like, he's going to miss. He's going to miss. I was like, listen, Vieira's a decent penalty taker. You know, he buried a decent one against Monaco. And he probably had the best penalty of the
very good penalty.
The thing. But do you think Arteta said we've been doing a lot of practicing on penalties and stuff in order for these occasions. How did you find Ramsdale's performance overall?
Do you know what? There's a big difference between being prepared for a penalty shootout in a Community Shield to quarter-final, Europa. We saw what happened to us last season, innit? So there's a big difference. I think that obviously we didn't know what Ramsdale was going through with the issues, you know, what he spoke about in the article. So respect him for that, and maybe that did play a part with certain performances, like not using it as an excuse, but now we can, you know, kind of understand certain things. But I think the Raya chat naturally, and I said it in my Raya versus Ramsdale, is that it naturally makes you play better. You suddenly hear, wow, there's a goalkeeper, and he's not some number 3. That's a number 1 at Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the Spain squad. So Ramsdale's like, nah, what? Like Matt Turner, cool, plays for USA, whatever. But that's different. Spain is coming with, you know, proper reputation. He's thinking, can ball play like him, distribution on point. And I know goalkeepers probably look at stats, so he's probably looked at the stats of Raya. I was like, what, first in this, first in that, first. But I think he's, you know what I mean? So he's probably looked at him and gone, it's going to be great competition. I can't lose my spot. So I kind of get what's happening. And I kind of feel like with his last few performances, like that save, they made 2 saves that were really good. The Rodri header, I think.
Yes, from the corner,
And the, actually, there was another one he made, the Foden one.
Yeah.
When it hit his leg, and there was, I think, who took the other shot? There's one where he proper went down, palmed it away. I can't remember what was that, but proper away from goal. Yeah. But like, as I said, always been a good shot stopper, but he just needs to sort out the rest of his game. Because as I said, we all know he's a good goalkeeper. He's not that level. But listen, if he improves, he's still young, like the majority of our squad. So
exactly,
you know what I mean. Let's remember that. But apparently, we did all right. But there's nothing to really kind of say, oh, could have done this better, that better.
Yeah,
I just want to see a shootout where he makes like 3 saves, you know, like back to back. And you're like,
exactly.
There we go. But
and because I don't know if you know, but Raya was in the crowd yesterday as well.
Yeah, was it you that someone put up?
Yeah.
With what's the other guy's name?
Yanel.
Yanel. Yeah. Man had the hood up and that, like trying to say that.
So I wonder if he knew maybe Raya was in the crowd. Surely he would have known something.
Maybe he's like, this one's for you, boy. You know what I mean? But listen, let's remember Raya's last performance in Wembley years ago wasn't the best. Because remember, he was the one that got beat by that free kick, Fulham. Time back when literally, man, I don't know how he let the guy score from like 45, 50 yards. So, you know, all these little things play our part. But altogether, listen, I was happy with Ramsdale. You know, certain people in this group or people we know always putting an eyes emoji when I speak anything on Ramsdale. But no, listen, he's a good keeper. Listen, we're in a good place, good keeper. We did well. I'm very pleased with how we've done. And I want 2 more signings. I'm a bit greedy now. You know what I mean? Like I want 2 more to just. That's the squad. Like we're good. You know what I mean?
See the Brighton and Kudos thing. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but Kudos is one
good player. Good player.
I want him.
Yeah, he would bring competition, mad competition. Yeah. And again, you can play him across all 4, up top, false 9, left wing, right wing, behind. Like you could play him in several positions. When I saw that, but you know the Brighton, when I looked at it, I went, "That's such a good move." Like even Brighton, good move for them. But this is not done. I won't be surprised if we sell someone. I don't know who it will be, and then suddenly we're back in for him. You know what I mean? I can see, because the thing is, if you hear me, Brighton's a good club to go to. They're in Europa now. But then listen, if Arsenal come calling for you now, it's different. This is a different Arsenal. As much as people don't want to admit it, we're in a good place. We're in Champions League. We're looking good. All right, cool. Yesterday, 1 on penalties, but we still beat Man City. A win's a win. You know what I mean? So, I still want him. I want him. Definitely him and a striker. Bring me Tony in January.
Oh, that's what I want. And the last thing I want to get on before we get out of here. I don't know if you heard today. We rejected a bid from Monaco for Balogun. You know, we don't know what the fee is. Nobody said the fee. No one's. But this Balogun thing now, I feel it needs to be over.
Yeah,
it's either you put him in the squad, you say, listen, you're gonna play, you're gonna be involved, or you know, I know we've got like about 3 weeks left of the window, but it's just becoming frustrating because he's a decent player. We've got decent. We're calling out for a number 9.
Yeah.
Fair enough, he hasn't proved it in the Premier League, but we know he's decent enough. We've got a number 9 that we're calling out for, and we've got one just there doing nothing. It's getting a bit frustrating now. So they need to. I know he's saying Balogun feels that the club have overpriced him. They want 50. Inter Milan want to pay 35.
Nah, not taking that.
You know, so
not taking. Listen, Chelsea were charging 50 mil for Gallagher, and it's not like we're charging that money for someone that hasn't banged goals. I know people can say it's the French league, whatever. He banged goals, loads of goals. I remember at one stage he was, I think it was like above Mbappe and all that. And you're thinking, what our youngster? So I get it, and I think we were talking about it before. I want minimum 45 mil. I'm fed up of doing the little sales and all of that now. Like this Matt Turner one, at first of all 18 mil, then I'm hearing 10 mil.
Yeah.
Come, all right, cool, it's a bit of money, but sell properly. Like honestly.
Exactly. His debut's going to be against us as well, so
I'm telling you now, it's going to be like that. I think I put it up on Twitter earlier. It's
the
going to be,
Gea.
yeah, 100%. Remember that every shot, De Gea, bang. And Matt Turner, you can imagine he's going to be like, you lot picked him over me. Nah, different.
He's gonna be pumped up for this game.
100%.
You know, and he's got a chance to give away a couple of the secrets as well.
This is it. What you should do is give away a couple of goals. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. But cool, bro. The season starts this Saturday, 12:30 a.m. kickoff against Nottingham Forest.
I hate a 12:30 kickoff. I hate a 12:30 kickoff.
I hate it as well. Before we go, I'm just going to get your prediction for the game. What are you thinking?
5 or 6-0. Now, do you know what it is? I'm not going to lie. I'm normally, you know me, I'm normally calm and all. I look at Forest, and I think the way they did us last few games last season, we dealt with them at home 5-0. I think they've got a couple of players out, whatever. Let's smash them. Now, genuinely, I don't want to see tight 1-0. But no, go out and smoke these lot. Like, I'm fed up with these teams. Because what we realized last season, remember when we realized that City's goal difference was quite bigger than us?
Yeah.
Because they beat all these teams. Let's start to do that now. And I expect no different. I think we look a lot more solid defensively, so won't be surprised with a clean sheet. But let's go for it. 5-6-0. I'm going to say Saka's going to have a game and a half as well. I can feel it.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear, man. It's good something. Yeah, I was thinking more like maybe 3-0. If we can get more, that'd be perfect. But I just want to start. I want to start the season with a clean sheet, and a win, convincing, and set down the marker for the rest of the season, man.
Definitely.
You know? But yeah, bro, thanks for joining me.
No worries, man. Anytime.
Man. Well, sure, we'll be back very soon.
Definitely.
People like, share, subscribe.
Make sure
to Back of the Net podcast as well. We're going to keep coming more videos.
Make sure, people. Peace.
All right.